There they are, ladies and gentlemen, the stare down and a few word exchange.
I haven't seen.
You're gonna see Saturday.
Bro,
Saturday
even the little clips on the what is called that we just had, the gloves off.
Yeah.
What the was you throwing?
Hey, you know what? Gervonta Davis's corner. So you have Coach Calvin, and Coach Calvin is the head trainer, and you have Coach Kenny, who really specializes on preparing game plans specifically for opponent.
Gervonta Davis stunned everyone by slapping Lamont Roach during a heated face-off. The confrontation quickly escalated as Davis boldly stated he's going to break. Refusing to back down, this intense moment has only added fuel to their rivalry and set the tone for what could be one of the most aggressive and personal fights of the year. Gervonta Davis has entered a new zone of mental and physical dedication. Guided once again by trusted coach Calvin Ford, he's sharpening his weapons with silent intensity. This time, however, the dynamics have changed, unlike their previous preparation where the camp is more tight-knit and focused with fewer outside influences and tighter information security. There's no risk of strategy leaks. The first fight was clouded by speculation rumors that a concern the camp has cut off distractions and placed full energy into refinement with Ford in his corner and eyes locked on redemption. Davis's preparation suggests a fight far greater in scale and stakes than their initial meeting. The rematch between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach has generated immense commercial success reflected in the sale of 150,000 pay-per-view units well before fight night. This level of anticipation underscores the significance of their rivalry and the public's craving for resolution. Fans remember how tense and unpredictable the first fight was and are eager to see whether Davis can reclaim control or if Roach will once again rise to the moment. The numbers confirm what analysts expected. This rematch is more than a sequel. It's a headlining event. Such figures also signal that both fighters are not just boxers anymore, but central figures in the sport's ongoing narrative.
He's 100% correct. Personally, I had Gervonta Davis up a round. Because whenever you have rounds where nobody's doing anything, I'm not just going to do what most people do, and especially people that don't like Gervonta Davis, which is just give the round to the other guy because Gervonta Davis didn't manage to knock him out that round. Okay, so this is Gary Russell Jr. clearly saying, man, no, I don't think Lamont Roach won that fight. You also had Al Bernstein, and Al Bernstein, I'm telling you, is a very, very straight, fair guy. Who I don't know if he was on that call, but he used to work with Showtime. I don't know if he was on there. I don't recall if I heard him. I think it was Rolly Ronaldo that was calling it. But Al Bernstein, who was a very, very objective person, said, hey, look, no, sorry to break it to you, but Gervonta Davis won that fight. Yeah, Lamont Roach put up a really good fight, but Lamont Roach was not dynamic. He did not do anything to really separate himself from Gervonta Davis. He just kept it equal. He just tried to keep it even the entire fight. And that's not enough, again, to take the belt from the champion. Now, I do want to say that the people that thought that Lamont Roach won, I don't have any problem with that. I really don't have a problem with it at all. I personally, again, had a point for Gervonta Davis, but I could see how those swing rounds really could go, depending on who's looking at it, really could go different ways, right?
Rather than throwing away their original tactics, Davis's team has chosen a smarter route. Adjustment over overhaul. Reviewing footage from the first fight revealed that timing was off and mid-round. Confidence dipped now. With that knowledge, the team has retold specific elements like attack angles and spacing, focusing on closing the gaps that allowed Roach to find success. It's not about creating a new fighter, it's about perfecting the one already in place. They've identified where caution crept in and replaced it with calculated aggression. This revision makes Davis more dangerous as his foundation stays intact, but his delivery becomes crisper and more decisive.
Y'all here selling under 150,000 pay-per-views, you kidding me? Oh man, face the boxing, yeah, turn that shit off. Yeah, we shutting that shit down every single time. Does Shakur really want to fight Tank? I think Shakur could sell a bit more with somebody else, especially in Saudi. I feel like they can find him a dancing partner that would do a little bit better than 150,000. Oh, I get it. This is why PBC delayed this fight for what, 5 months? I ain't want to pay this motherfucker because y'all know he can't sell. I mean, they should have been everything. If you do the math, Tank has never been that great of a pay-per-view draw. He sold over 300K twice now in his career. He sold over 300K with Ryan Garcia. It's obvious Ryan's the bigger star. And then he sold over 300 with Martin. So about 325. So when we put it in perspective, that Frank Martin fight was a comeback fight after a year layoff, so it was always going to sell. Every comeback fight's going to sell. It was one of the first pay-per-views on Amazon's new PBC deal, so they were really trying to push it. And then he had David Benavidez as the co-main event with Gary Russell and Alberto Puello under them. You take away all those factors, this wasn't a comeback fight. David Benavidez isn't the co-main event. Amazon has now been in the game for over a year. It makes sense it only sold 150. I know there's going to be a couple of you guys in the comments. No, it sold 500K. Don't be so gullible. It sold 500K. I don't know if Tank's a top. Well, I know for a fact he's not a top 5 draw in the sport of boxing anymore. Well. He's not selling pay-per-views. Bivol better be at just triple. Well, Jerry, their pay-per-views are cheaper. Don't matter. All that matters is who has more eyes watching them, and Bivol better be at Tank.
Rather than
What
throwing
many
away their
perceived as a
original
knockdown in
tactics,
their first bout
Davis's team
may
has
not
chosen
have
a
been
smarter
true
route,
reflection of
adjustment over
Davis's
overhaul.
vulnerability.
Reviewing footage from the
Reports have
first
emerged
fight revealed that
suggesting that
timing
the
was
slip
off,
was caused
footage
by
from
an
the first
external
fight revealed
irritation,
that timing was
possibly
off,
from a grooming
and mid-round
product that affected
confidence dipped.
Davis's vision
Now,
during
with
the
that
fight,
knowledge,
if
the
true.
team has retooled
This changes the
specific elements
context
like attack
significantly.
angles and
It
spacing,
transforms what
focusing
looked
on
like a
closing
flaw
the
in
gaps that
endurance or
allowed Roach
technique
to find success.
into an
It's not
unfortunate
about
and
creating a
avoidable
new
distraction.
fighter. It's about
For
perfecting the
supporters,
one
this
already in
reinforces
place.
their belief
They've
in Davis's
identified
skill
where
and
caution
toughness.
crept in
It
and
also
replaced
adds
it with
urgency
calculated
to his
aggression.
team's
This
preparation,
revision makes Davis
making
more
sure nothing
dangerous
as minor
as his
as
foundation
product
stays
residue
intact,
can
but his
derail
delivery
performance
becomes
in a
crisper
high-stakes
and more
environment.
decisive.
Good chin. Oh, he got a good chin. He got a good chin. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's touch this. Chin ain't the only thing that can get you out of there. There's other things you can do and then go back to the chin. I won't go into detail, but I look at shit different from a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? You got to fight that Ethan. Gonna be a hell of a fighter. But he needs to do it. But tell him. All fighters don't listen because some missions you put them on, you gotta walk through hell to get it done. Every fighter's not willing to walk through hell. You know what I mean? But the chin is not the only thing to get a fight out, and the body's not the only thing to get a fight out. It's shit too. Mm-hmm. You gotta hurt. I believe in hurting them. You gotta hurt them to get the start. Mm-hmm. Petey, thank you for the $2. People were surprised by Roach. Okay. What do you think the biggest surprise was in the fight? It wasn't a surprise because we know Roach. It wasn't a surprise. It's a good fight. A lot of people think because a person is not popular, they don't exist. Fighters out there that can rumble. They just gotta get the opportunity.
Former world champion Mikey Garcia weighed in with thoughtful insight about Davis's chances in the rematch. While praising Davis's natural skill and adaptability, Garcia issued a caution technical talent alone won't guarantee victory in his view. Mental discipline will be the real test, the distractions outside the ring. Public scrutiny, personal matters, and pressure must be shut out. Garcia believes Davis has the tools to win, but only if his
Everybody really think Tank go take the L. I've been seeing it. They said it's over. They think that this time Lamont go in more confident, knowing that basically he can, really take it to Tank. Yeah, I want him to go in there confident. He's very skilled. Go in there confident. Because you gonna go up against a different Tank, like I told y'all in previous videos. He gonna go in there confident, thinking he could walk Tank down. Don't forget, with Tank, if he get you on that button, them lights going off. I don't care who you is. Remember how it ended up with Frank Martin? So yeah, don't go in there thinking that you going against like somebody that, like Ryan Garcia, somebody that let's go fold. You going against Gervonta Tank Davis, and I think that confidence is what's gonna get Lamont dropped. Because one thing I will say with Tank, that wasn't your best fight against Lamont, bro. I feel like you was in your head too much. You was overconfident,
and you was really just, your mind was in y'all story, the lore and everything with y'all history. You ain't going there like I'm fighting a stranger. You going there like, oh, this Lamont. This from the same camp. We from the same area. But now I think that whole situation woke him up. Because you got to think, Tank not used to losing. He not used to people being against him. He not used to being the one that